Good afternoon, class. Very welcome to our new class, Machine Learning Algorithms in Split 3. So myself, Dr. Gopal Sagarkar, I am from the Department of Artificial Intelligence, G.S. Raisoni College of Engineering. You can subscribe to my channel also. So let us see first what we mean by machine learning. So before we start our lecture, let us go through about the course. So this course objective of this course is to introduce the students to the basic machine learning algorithm. So during this course, we will concentrate on the most important and the basic machine learning algorithms only. We are not going to understand the advanced machine learning algorithms because for that you have to make a specialization. As an electrical student, other branch student of the computer science and the artificial intelligence, we have taught you the basic about the machine learning algorithm. The course outcomes are understand the complexity of machine learning algorithm and their limitation. You have to understand the modern notation that is used in a machine learning and computing. You must be capable of confidently applying the common machine learning algorithm in practice and implement their own. And you should be capable of performing the experiment in machine learning using the real world data. So in this lecture, we are expecting these outcomes from your side. And what are the course content? In this course, we should cover in a unit 1, that is introduction, some of the basic definition, the type of learning, the hypothesis space, and individual bias evaluation and the cross validation. In unit 2, we will cover linear regression, decision tree, overfitting, instance-based learning, feature reduction, and collaborative filtering-based recommendation. This is a very hot topic in web application that is called a recommendation system. This recommendation system is normally used by various e-commerce websites and that are more in demand. So you must understand what is the recommendation system. Unit 3, we will see some probability and bias learning, basic of logistic regression, support vector machine, kernel function, and the kernel SVM. The fourth unit will move to the computational learning theory, then KCA learning model, sample complexity, VC dimension, and assembling the some learning experience. And in the last unit, that is unit number 5, we will cover the clustering. In that, we will more focus on the K-means, adaptive hierarchical clustering, and the Gaussian mixture model. There are the few books you have to refer to this subject. And that one of the books is written by me. Name is Introduction to Machine Learning. It is available in various bookstores. You can purchase it and it's only the copies. Das Ganu Prakashan. Second book is Dr. Krishna Mohan, Murli Mohan, and Kanurkar, Python with Machine Learning. So if you want to implement the machine learning application, so this is very handy book. You can read it and you can implement easily the various machine learning algorithms using the Python. The last one is the Introduction to Machine Learning by Thong Faizi by the MIT Press. This is a book you can refer to give the brief introduction of machine learning algorithm using the various real-time applications and various examples. Now, move to the introduction part of our machine learning algorithm. So what do you mean by the machine learning? Machine learning is nowadays very buzzword. everywhere you can see that there is artificial intelligence, then machine learning. Okay, so these words are very popular nowadays, and everywhere you can find on the internet that you must know the artificial intelligence. If you want to make a career, so you must understand the machine learning, okay, then the artificial intelligence. So these are the very buzzword nowadays we are used, and there is a huge demand for the machine learning, artificial intelligence professional in various sectors, for industry, then in the government, then in the politician also they are use their analyzer for analyze their voting, all these things. Okay, so there is a huge demand for machine learners and database analysis, okay, and the artificial intelligence guys. The reason behind this popularity of artificial intelligence and machine learning is because of the high amount of data produced by the application. The artificial intelligence is not start a decade ago or not start before 3 or 5 years ago. It was started in 1950, means before 70 years. So why the artificial intelligence and machine learning was not so popular in that days as compared to the today? So in the current situation, you can see that everywhere you can see the artificial intelligence, then machine learning, deep learning. These are the buzzwords, and why they are so popular. One of the most important reasons behind is that the high amount of data generated by the various applications. So you can see any application, for example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. These applications are produced 1,000 of GB data daily. Why and how? Because of you are uploading the photo, you are making a comment, you are like, dislike, okay. So everything you have to nowadays use on Facebook, then WhatsApp, then Instagram, Twitter. So regularly, out of 10, 8 to 7 people are use the internet nowadays. This is one of the reasons. And second one, either they contribute their data to the internet, or either they can be access the data from the internet. So this is a situation nowadays, and that because of that there is a high amount of data produced by the application. And if the data is available, so you can use the various machine learning algorithms. You will see how the data and machine learning algorithms are so coordinate to each other. The increase of computation power is the second reason behind that. Nowadays, you can see that in your mobile also you have 4 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM, good quality of processor, and large amount of data you can store. So your processor are now upgraded. Your operating system are now good. Your RAM is increased. So because of this increasing computation power, it is better to implement the algorithm. And that is, it happens. That's why machine learning algorithms are so popular nowadays, because of these two most important reasons. The first one, high amount of data, and the second one is increasing computation power. For example, you can see that nowadays we are using the intelligent home, for example, Google Home. You can see Amazon, Alexa. Alexa is there. So using Alexa, you can use NLP, and these are the artificial intelligence products. So what is meant by machine learning? So come to our point, that is, what is a machine learning means? So according to the author Samuel, Oxford Samuel is one of the scientists. He has continuously worked on various machine learning algorithms. Okay, and he gave the one definition in 1959, and he said that a machine learning algorithm enable the computer to learn from the data and even improve themselves without being explicitly programmed. So, see, in the 1956 means machine learning is not a buzzword that we are used today. It was invented, it was used in 1950s era also. So before 50 years, the machine learning are available. But why it is not so popular? Because of these two reasons only. The first one, the data is not sufficient in that particular day, because in that day, the data is available in KB format only. And second one, the hardware, the computational power. So in 1950s, the computational power is so less, so that it is not possible to implement this machine learning algorithm, and because of the less amount of data, the machine learning algorithms are not so useful. So because of these two reasons, even though the machine learning concept was invented in 1950, but still it was not used in 2015 or 2010, because in 2010 onward, a data generation on internet is getting increased. And for machine learning, you must have the data only. You must require the data only. Why? Because the machine learning algorithm enables the computer to learn from the data. So machine learning algorithm enables the computer that they should learn from the whatever the data is available. So on the basis of the data, your computer will be learned, your system will be learned, and they will give the some prediction, they will give the some recommendation, and they improve themselves. The machine learning is a strategy of an algorithm that allows the software application to become more accurate in predicting the outcomes without being explicitly programmed. And this is one of the beauty of machine learning algorithm, that it gives the outcome without being explicitly programmed. So in machine learning, you have to use very less programming as compared to other ones. So in machine learning, we have to use very less programming. Either you can use the R program, you can use the Python program. There are the few programming languages, they are supporting the machine learning algorithm. So you can use that machine learning algorithm, but for that you have to use very few coding lines as compared to the other one. So this is one of the beauty of machine learning, that it gives us some prediction outcomes without being explicitly programmed. The basic premises of machine learning algorithm is to build the algorithm that can receive the input data and use the statistical analysis to predict an output while updating the output as a new data becomes available. So in this machine learning, you have to build the algorithm. And to build the algorithm, you require the input data, and on the basis of that statistical analysis, it will give us some predicted output. And this is the basic about machine learning. How we can differentiate our machine learning approach to the traditional approach? So here I would like to explain you what happened in a traditional approach and what happened in a machine learning approach. So in traditional approach, you can see that a traditional programming, you code the behavior of program. You might be familiar with the C language, C++ language, or any other programming language. So what we have did in that particular program, you have to code the behavior of your program. Means you have to write down the program, how that program will be executed. Okay, when you want to take input, when you will give output. So that is decided by you, right? So that is decided by the programmer that how that program will be behaved when it is executed. So in traditional programs, you have to code for the behavior of your program. For example, let us consider I am writing one program for the addition of two numbers. So when you are saying that there is a one program for addition of two numbers, so your program will be take a two input and it will give the output. So there is a one constructive structure in which your program will be halt until the user has entered two numbers, and once the user has entered two numbers, it will give the output. So you have to decide the behavior of your program in a traditional programming, while in machine learning, you leave a lot of that to the machine to learn from the data. So this is one of the biggest advantage of machine learning is that the machine learning approach has to learn from the data. You don't want to write a code for that particular thing. The machine learning itself has to learn from the data. So in traditional approach, what we have to do? In traditional programming, relies on hard-coded rules. So there are the hard-code rules, means you have to write down the code and the program will execute, in which we have to make some rules, that is code rule, that is get evaluated. If it is passed, then it will give the output. Otherwise, if it fails, so again you have to make some changes, that is a problem at hand, and again you have to give the code rule and then evaluate. And this process will be continued till you are getting the correct output. This is a traditional approach. But in machine learning approach, you can see there is very vast difference between the traditional approach and in machine learning approach. In machine learning, it relies on a learning pattern that is based on your sample data. So here I am providing some training data, for example, x1, y1, x2, y2. So you have to provide this data x1, y1, x2, y2 that will train the model ML. You have to evaluate it, and if it is passed, then it will give the output. Otherwise, you have to again problem at hand. You have to find out the problem and you have to give the again the training data and evaluate it. This process will be continued, and for that you require the data. That data is called as a training data. These are the popular machine learning techniques. We will see one by one. A machine learning uses a number of theories and the techniques from data science. They are used a classification, here we have to classify the data. Now, what do you mean by the classify? Let us consider there is a two animals. You have to classify that animal, that this animal is bird or mammal. So how we can be differentiate, how we can be classify the two animals, that is, it is bird or mammal. So you have to give the some specification. For example, if there is a bird, so it must have the wings, otherwise it is a mammal. So such kind of differentiation you must give the model, and the model of once on the basis of your specification, it will differentiate. Then second one is called as a categorization. So here we have to provide the proper categories. So what do you mean by the categorization? The categorization means you have to make a group of pass student and the fail student. So we are making the category of pass student category and the fail student category. This is called the categorization. The third one, machine learning technique, is called as the clustering. Here we have to find out a similarity between the data, and based on the similarity we are making the cluster. Okay, so a cluster means vegetables cluster, fruit cluster, grain cluster. So you can differentiate the different variety like grains, tree, vegetable, fruits. So you are making the some cluster of it. If they have some similarity, so you can put them in a fruit cluster, in a flower cluster, in a grain cluster, in a tree cluster, etc. So here we are making the clustering of your data. The next one is called as a trained analysis. So based on your pattern, how your data is given the trained, on the basis of that trained you have to make the some analysis. So that is called the trained analysis. Then anomaly detection. So the anomaly detection is used when we are used some network. So let us consider I have the LAN, I have the WAN, or I have the internet. So when somebody is trying to access your network, so you have to identify the unauthorized entry in your network. So how we can we find out? And that is called as an anomaly detection. So in internet or in your network, if anybody is trying to enter unauthoritatively, so that is called as an anomaly detection. So unauthorized access of your network is nothing but you have to find out anomaly using the anomaly detection. The next one, machine learning technique, is visualization. So what do you mean by the visualization? I hope all of you are very familiar with a graph that is generated in a Excel sheet. So that graphs are generated on the basis of whatever the data you are providing to the Excel. It will give the graph. That may be a pie chart, that may be any type of chart. On the basis of that chart, you can get some visualize that how many percentage students are passed, how many percent students are failed, how many are students absent, how many are present, how many students are the girl student, how many students are the boy student, how many students are from the Nagpur, how many students from the outside the Nagpur. So you can get a visualize, and from that visualization, it is very easy to get some information from your data. And the last one that is most important in machine learning technique is called the decision making. The machine learning algorithms are also used to make some decisions. So which kind of decision? Let us consider you are developing a driverless car, and in that driverless car, once your car is started, it has to take a lot of decisions. For example, if somebody is in front of you, means your car, so it should be take a brake. So how it can take a decision? So if there is a camera and camera find out some image is coming to your car, so either your car speed will be get slow down or it may be get stopped. So based on your input, the machine has to take the decision. Either it can slow down the speed or it can be stop the car. Another example, let us consider there is a square and your driverless car is moving, so it should take a decision that either it can be moved to the left or right. So this is a decision has to be taken by the car. And to take such kind of decision, your car must have been modeled using the machine learning technique. So these are the basic machine learning techniques. There are the 7 basic machine learning techniques. First is the classification, categorization, clustering, train analysis, anomaly detection, visualization, and the decision making. So let us see one by one in detail. In a classification, you can classify your observation like this, classify the new observation, predict the response, and predict the quality targets. In categorization, you have to make the categories of your data. This is a technique to organize the data into various categories for its most efficient and the efficient use. So categories means first class, second class, and third class division student pass. So you are making the some categories. That is called the categorization. And clustering. Clustering is a collection of objects on the basis of the similarity and the dissimilarity between them. So if there is some similarity, so you can keep them in a one cluster. And if they have some dissimilarity, so you are keeping them in another cluster. So for example, the fruit. So fruit having some similarity, so you can keep the fruits in one cluster and the vegetable in another cluster. So from this example, let us consider the red dot is indicating the fruit and the green dot is indicating the vegetable. So based on that similarities and the dissimilarity, you are clustering, you are making the clustering and keep them in a one collection. Then in analyzer, it is represent the variation of low frequency in a time series, high and the median frequency fluctuate between them. So the trend analysis is used when there is a high or low frequency time series problem is there. Then what is the anomaly detection? The anomaly detection is called the intrusion by indicating the presence of intended or unintended induce attack, defect, fault, and so on. So when your network, anybody is trying to make an attack, so in that condition you can find out that this is an anomaly data. So if there is any unauthorized situation happen in your network, in that condition you can say that some anomaly has been happened in my network. It is not on regular basis, it is on unregular basis. So you can find out that person and you can say that this is the anomaly data point. Then the visualization. So in visualization, we are showing the data in the form of picture so that it makes easier to understand. So we are using the various graphs to represent the data so that it makes easier to understand what kind of data is it. And that is nothing but the visualization. And the decision making. Decision making is nothing but you can influence the managerial decision with the data as evidence for their possibility. So the decision making is used mostly by the managerial level people. So they have to take some decision. For example, now in a current situation, we should take a decision that can we allow the student in the college or not. So this is a decision has to be taken by the manager. So management has to decide, can you allow the student in a campus in this pandemic COVID-19 or not. So if they want to take a decision, so they can use the machine learning algorithm. And using that machine learning algorithm, they can take their proper decision. Let us see some applications of machine learning algorithm. So very popular machine learning algorithm applications are that is image processing, healthcare, text analysis, video games, data mining, and the robotics. Another one is anomaly detection, association rule, and grouping and prediction. In association rule, I want to give one example here that when you want to purchase a book online, so they will give some recommendation that if you are purchasing this book, so you can purchase this also. In Amazon, when you going to purchase some electronic gadget online in Amazon, so along with that, it will give some recommendation that along with the mobile you can purchase a headphone, along with the mobile you can purchase screen guard, something like that. So this is called as an association. So using the association rule, they are giving you some recommendation, and that recommendation is based on your machine learning. So today we stop here. I hope you now understand the basic of machine learning algorithm and what are the basic applications of machine learning algorithm. Thank you for watching today's lecture.